Lakes are often thought of as permanent bodies of water, but nature loves to surprise us with its mysteries. Around the world, there are lakes that appear and disappear seemingly overnight, baffling scientists and locals alike. These mysterious lakes defy our expectations and remind us of the ever-changing dynamics of Earth's ecosystems. Some are caused by geological shifts, others by weather patterns, and some remain entirely unexplained. Let's dive into the top 20 mysterious lakes that have a habit of appearing and vanishing without warning. First on the list is Lake Cache 2 in Patagonia, Chile, a lake that has been disappearing and reappearing for years. This lake is part of the Baker River system and is known for its dramatic fluctuations in size. The culprit is a phenomenon called glacial outburst flooding, where melting glaciers cause sudden drainage of the lake. When the lake drains, it disappears within hours, leaving behind a dry, rocky basin. The cycle repeats when glacier meltwater refills the basin, creating a temporary lake. Scientists are closely monitoring Lake Cache 2 to better understand the impact of climate change on glacial lakes. Next is Lake Byelaya in Russia, which is famous for vanishing entirely in a single night. In 2005, locals were shocked to find the lake completely gone, leaving behind a crater and a few stranded fish. Geologists believe a collapse of underground limestone caves caused the water to drain rapidly. The event created sinkholes and underground channels, redirecting the water flow. Lake Byelaya is a prime example of how geological activity can transform landscapes overnight. Third is Lake Penner in Louisiana, which disappeared in 1980 due to a man-made disaster. A drilling mishap caused a salt mine below the lake to collapse, creating a massive whirlpool. Within hours, the lake drained into the sinkhole, pulling boats, barges, and even trees into the abyss. Eventually, the lake refilled with water, but its ecosystem was permanently altered. Lake Penner remains a cautionary tale about the unintended consequences of human activity. Another mysterious lake is Lake Cernica in Slovenia, which vanishes every summer. This intermittent lake appears during the rainy season and disappears as water drains into underground karst channels. Locals have adapted to the lake's unpredictable behavior, using the dry basin for farming and grazing during the summer. Lake Cernica is one of the largest intermittent lakes in Europe and a fascinating natural wonder. Next is Racetrack Playa, located in Death Valley, California, which features mysterious sailing stones. While not technically a lake, this dry lakebed occasionally floods with a thin layer of water after rare rainstorms. When the water evaporates, it leaves behind tracks from rocks that appear to have moved on their own. Scientists discovered that thin layers of ice and wind work together to move the stones across the lakebed. Racetrack Playa is a reminder of how even the driest landscapes can host fascinating water-related phenomena. Another intriguing location is Gafsa Lake in Tunisia, which appeared seemingly overnight in 2014. The sudden appearance of this lake shocked locals, who quickly flocked to it for swimming and recreation. Geologists believe the lake may have formed due to underground water rising through a fault line. Concerns about water contamination from nearby phosphate mines have made it a subject of study and caution. Gafsa Lake's origins remain partially mysterious, adding to its allure. Next is Lake Waiau in Hawaii, a small lake that disappears and reappears depending on rainfall and groundwater levels. located near the summit of Mauna Kea, this lake is one of the highest altitude lakes in the United States. In 2010, Lake Waiau mysteriously shrank to less than 10% of its original size before refilling years later. Researchers are studying the lake to understand how climate change and volcanic activity affect its water levels. Its spiritual significance to native Hawaiians adds another layer of mystery to this unique lake. Another intermittent lake is Lake George in Australia, which appears and disappears based on rainfall and evaporation. During wet seasons, Lake George can stretch for miles, creating a stunning expanse of water. In drier years, it shrinks or vanishes entirely, leaving behind grassy plains. The lake's fluctuations have made it a popular spot for photographers and nature enthusiasts. Salar de Uyuni in Bolivia, the world's largest salt flat, also features a seasonal lake that appears after heavy rains. When flooded, the salt flat becomes a massive mirror, reflecting the sky in a breathtaking display. The shallow lake disappears as the water evaporates, returning the area to its iconic white, cracked surface. Salar de Uyuni's temporary lake is one of the most surreal natural phenomena on Earth. Next is Glacier Lake Missoula, which no longer exists but once disappeared in one of the most dramatic events in history. This prehistoric lake formed during the Ice Age, held back by an ice dam in Montana. When the ice dam collapsed, the lake drained in a massive flood, reshaping the landscape of the Pacific Northwest. The floodwaters carved out canyons, valleys, and other features that remain visible today. Glacier Lake Missoula's story is a reminder of how quickly nature can change the world. Another modern example is Lake Disappointment in Australia, which periodically fills with water during heavy rains. Despite its name, this remote salt lake offers a stunning display of natural beauty when it appears. The lake's water evaporates quickly, leaving behind a salt-encrusted basin. Its ephemeral nature makes it a fascinating location for both scientists and adventurers. Next is Lake Ngami in Botswana, a lake that has historically appeared and disappeared based on river flow. Fed by the Okavango River, Lake Ngami can fill dramatically during the rainy season, only to vanish in drier years. Its unpredictable behavior has made it a significant ecological hotspot for migratory birds. The lake's cyclical appearances are tied to the dynamics of the Okavango Delta, one of the world's largest inland deltas. Finally, we have Lost Lake in Oregon, a lake that vanishes every year through a natural drainage hole. As snowmelt fills the lake in spring, the water gradually drains into lava tubes below the surface. By summer, the lake disappears entirely, leaving behind a grassy meadow. Lost Lake's seasonal disappearance is a fascinating example of how volcanic geology shapes the landscape. These 20 lakes showcase the incredible diversity and unpredictability of Earth's water systems. Their mysterious appearances and disappearances remind us of the dynamic forces that shape our planet. While some have scientific explanations, others remain unsolved puzzles that continue to intrigue scientists and explorers. These lakes challenge our understanding of hydrology, geology, and the interconnectedness of Earth's systems. They also highlight the importance of preserving these unique ecosystems for future generations to study and enjoy. From glacial floods to underground drainage, each lake tells a story about the power of nature. If you enjoyed learning about these mysterious lakes, follow for more insights into Earth's greatest natural wonders. Nature is full of surprises, and these lakes prove that there's always more to discover about our planet. Stay curious, stay inspired, and continue exploring the fascinating mysteries of our world.